Hey there, it's Yulia Tarbath here, certified holistic nutritionist and lifestyle coach at awesomehealthy.com, helping you restore your health and hormones completely naturally. I'm excited to have you here because we're going to talk about adrenal fatigue and adrenal burnout today. Now, tell me if this reality sounds familiar to you. It's 7 a.m, you need to get up, and you feel like falling asleep again. You're literally dreading your day because you feel exhausted. You feel stressed. You feel overwhelmed. You feel anxious. Your blood sugar is all over the place. You seem to be catching a lot of colds and flus. And you feel depressed. You don't feel joy in your heart. So if this is something that you are going through on a day-to-day basis to a less or greater degree, then you might have adrenal fatigue. So in today's video, we're going to cover very important steps that you need to make in order to help you restore adrenal fatigue or recover from a complete burnout. Let's say just totally burnt yourself out and you need to recover from that. So stay tuned because the steps that we will talk about today are the very steps that helped me recover from burnout and helped many of my clients really restore their lives naturally. What is adrenal fatigue actually? What is it? Well, adrenal fatigue is basically a breakdown in communication in HPA axis. And HPA axis is your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your adrenal glands. There are two types of stresses that HPA axis responds to. The first one is immediate type of stress. You have to run away from tiger. That's a survival mechanism. You have to take action quickly. And you just get this stimulation, you get this adrenal rush, and you get yourself out of danger. So that's the first type of stress. The second type of stress is chronic stress. And that's something that a lot of people experience in our world today. So if you have sleeping disorders, if you have a lot of mental and emotional stress that you are going through on a day-to-day basis, if you are experiencing blood sugar imbalances, your blood sugar is out of balance. If you have chronic inflammation in your body, these are the types of stresses that are chronic. Now, let's say that, you've got adrenal fatigue. It seems that you've self-diagnosed yourself, or perhaps you've done a test and it showed that you've got adrenal fatigue. And you go to your doctor and you want to talk to your doctor about it. And your doctor goes, huh? Adrenal fatigue? What's that? Adrenal fatigue is not something that is recognized in traditional medical establishments. So what they recognize is Addison's disease or adrenal insufficiency. And Addison's disease is a disease when your body attacks its own adrenal glands. Now, the thing with Addison's disease is it might not even get diagnosed until about 70% of your adrenal glands have been completely destroyed. So you want to make sure that you don't get there in the first place, and you want to make sure that you start working on your adrenal fatigue issues straight away. What is it that you can actually do if you are experiencing adrenal fatigue, if you're going through a stage where life is a struggle? Well, the first and the most important step that you need to make, regardless whether or not it's it's a mild adrenal fatigue that you're going through, or whether you're recovering from a complete burnout, is to make sure that you're resting a lot. And when I work with my clients with adrenal fatigue, to begin with, I'll recommend them sleeping 10 to 12 hours to catch up with their energy levels, to make sure that they provide their environment for their body to start having that extra energy available to it. And if you imagine when you drive a car and there is no fuel in the tank, and you go, come on, car, let's keep going. And it just can't, because it needs more fuel. This is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to provide your body with extra fuel by giving yourself this rest, by giving yourself restoration. And after that, you definitely want to make sure that you're sleeping for a good 7 to 8 hours every night. So you want to make sure that you secure your sleep. And especially if you've gone through burnout, if you've gone through severe adrenal fatigue for many years, you'll need to be careful. You'll really need to watch how you You'll need to balance things in your life more to make sure that you get that rest. So the second step is to do with balancing your blood sugar levels. And if you are pre-diabetic, or if you are diabetic, or if you've got hyperglycemia, you'll need to work on balancing your blood sugar levels. And the good thing about the lifestyle that we promote, that we coach on, is that it enables you to restore your blood sugar levels quickly. And we've seen it time and time again for people with hyperglycemia, for people with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. They were able to restore their blood sugar imbalances very quickly without depriving themselves of carbohydrates, because they switched to a whole foods, plant foods lifestyle that is high in carbohydrates and low in fat. And finally, for the first time in many years, they've actually seen improvements to their blood sugar level. Now, another thing to consider is that if you're self-diagnosing yourself, it could well be your thyroid that is an issue. And the symptoms that I've described earlier are very similar symptoms that are experienced by people with low thyroid, with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's. So do test your thyroid. Make sure that if you have got thyroid imbalances, make sure that you optimize things for yourself. Make sure that you provide an environment in which your thyroid can start restoring itself, where if you have Hashimoto's or other autoimmune diseases, you can address autoimmunity, you can reverse autoimmunity, so you deal with all that. And especially in case of autoimmune diseases, if you have Hashimoto's, it can turn into other autoimmune conditions like lupus that can just literally paralyze you. The next step is the right macronutrient ratio. And I cannot tell you how many times I've heard it in alternative health niche over and over again that carbs are your enemy if you've got adrenal fatigue. You've got to exclude carbs. You've got to limit carbs. You've got to eat protein with every single meal that you're eating. You've got to make sure that your diet is healthy in its healthy fats, that you drink bone broth, and all these things that a lot of people do with no results. And I personally restricted my carbohydrates, and because of candida, and also because of adrenal issues, and really falling into that mainstream fear around carbs, and I had no improvements whatsoever. In fact, it made things worse. And this is exactly people who come to work with us. This is exactly what they've experienced in the past. They've tried it all. They've tried low carbs. They've tried different approaches without success. And the good thing about the high carb approach is that you can start experiencing more energy straight away. And that's just like that little bit of extra energy that you start to experience. It can inspire you to keep on going in this lifestyle. And especially if it's something that you haven't experienced for a while, it's just extra joy that you wake up with, that's extra energy, is priceless. It's priceless. It's amazing. So the next step is to eat regular meals. So you don't want to be eating all the time, all day long, but at the same time, you don't want to get to a stage where your blood sugar levels drop too low, because if you've got adrenal fatigue issues, then that can just make things worse. And if you crash easily, you don't want to undereat, and you don't want to have a long gap in between your meals, so you crash. So have regular meals, and most importantly, have healthy regular meals. We're not talking about just eating any foods. We're talking about eating healthy foods. We're talking about eating raw foods and whole plant foods that are going to help your body rebuild itself. Okay, so the next step is supplementation, although I'm a little bit so-so on this step, because a lot of people use supplementation as a means to not pay attention to other important lifestyle factors. And if you are supplementing, you seem to be doing all the right thing, and you're supplementing with B vitamins, and you are supplementing with vitamin D, but you're still not experiencing any improvements, then obviously there is an underlying cause that you need to establish and heal. Definitely keep on going, and don't stop, and don't think that, well, I'm already doing a lot of things, it's just not looking good, so it's not working. Well, if it's not working, then find a solution. If it's not working, then get a different perspective, get a coach, work with someone who can help you, but don't stop there. And especially for people who are A type of personalities like I am, we like to achieve, we like to lead, we like to strive. It's very easy to burn ourselves out. And when we burn ourselves out, then it's very easy to get frustrated because you've got that grand mission that you want to fulfill in life and you just cannot do it because of your body. So again, you can balance it all and you can get to a level of health where you thrive, where you've got a beautiful body, where you've got the levels of energy that you desire, but you've got to make the right steps today. You've got to make the right steps now. And if you want to discover the 5 steps our clients use to reverse chronic health challenges and drop up to 50 pounds of extra weight completely naturally without carbohydrate restriction, then do sign up to my free online masterclass. You'll see the link on the screen and grab your spot there. You will learn a lot of things that will change your life, completely change your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been magical having you here. I love talking about adrenal fatigue because I know just how much your life can change when you restore it, when you experience that joy and passion. So give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with other people. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Eat sweet, keep fit. Ciao for now. Bye.